Tonight's men's volleyball matchup features the Eagles of Cincinnati Christian and your Southern Virginia University Knights. President Wilcox and the Southern Virginia staff thank you for your support of the student athletes and coaches participating in today's contest. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, they ask you to respect the following Southern Virginia athletic rules. Cheer loudly and proudly for your team, not against visitors. No profanity, vulgarity, racist, or sexist remarks. No personal remarks towards players, coaches, or officials. Please stay away from the playing area and team bench areas. Zero tolerance for alcohol and tobacco use at all counties. Thank you for your cooperation, and go Knights. In accordance with tradition at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer, which will be offered by Bennett Campbell.
Father in heaven, we are very grateful for this day. We're grateful we could be here to play this game together. We're grateful both teams are able to make it safely. We ask you to bless us that as we play, that both teams will be safe and no harm or accident will come upon us. We're grateful for this opportunity. We're grateful for everything else that was given to us. And we say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Now, if you'd all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
You are sitting in the Best Season House, and I am thrilled to join you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Chris Fly, here to bring you today's men's volleyball coverage as the number 8th ranked Knights take on the Eagles of Cincinnati Christian University. The Knights come into this game having won 13 of the last 13 games on an impressive winning streak throughout this season. They're going up against an Eagle squad that really hasn't gone up to the best season so far. 1-17, collecting a win earlier in the season to the College of Midway. So Southern Virginia coming into this game much like they did in last weekend, and some teams maybe not the caliber that they will be facing coming into the NCAA tournament, but nevertheless a time for them to flex their muscle and work on their game.
Number 1, 6-foot senior from Centerville, Ohio, Cougar Clark.
Starters for this Knights team tonight, starting off on the floor, number 1, Cougar Clark, an outside hitter from Centerville, Ohio. Joining him, sophomore of this team and a future leader, if not a leader right now, number 4, Mark Stapley. So much talent on this team, and really all led by number 7, Mitch Yusevich, middle blocker from Arizona. Joining him at that middle blocker spot, another senior. They're going to be so missed by head coach Tom Peterson in the coming years. That is Colby Wilson. One of the unsung heroes, really, of this Knights team, number 14, Daniel Aina. He's the libero for this squad, but right now dressed up in the white uniform, so we'll see what head coach Tom Peterson has in store for him. And then rounding it out, number 32, Elijah Mowry, a Mowry from Marsing, Idaho. Outside hitter, when he comes in, is an absolute spark plug for this team. And then at libero, number 95, Andrew Fanua. Fanua is a sophomore from Salt Lake City, Utah. Known more as a particular server, has one of the best serves on the team. He'll be playing libero today. And this being an opportunity for the Knights really to work on their game, flex the muscle that they have, and prove why they're ranked number 8. There's also a time for them to maybe play their guys. They don't play as much. Not saying it's an easy game for the Knights. Nothing comes easy in the world of NCAA Division III athletics. But we'll see what the Knights have in store for the Eagles of Cincinnati Christian University. Knights are coached by head coach Tom Peterson and head coach for the Eagles, Mark Tullis. Just looks like now. We mentioned Daniel Aina, libero for this men's volleyball program, and top-ranked libero in digs per set, an absolute spark plug defensively for this Knights squad. Not wearing the libero jersey right now, dressed up in white alongside his other teammates. Might be because Knights are without their star setter, Kaipo Tagaloa. Tagaloa in the top 10 of the nation in assists per set, right around 10, averages 9.97 per set. He, unfortunately, in the last couple of days, suffered a lower body injury in his knee or ankle, in his left leg, is what he told me. He'll be going to the doctor, have an MRI soon. Wish him the best in getting back to full strength. This Knights team definitely plays different without him. We'll see what they do here with Daniel Aina stepping into those shoes and Andrew Fanua coming in as libero. Looks like starting things off will be the man of the hour right now, number 14, Daniel Aina. First serve on the contest, and it is underway. Eagles versus Knights, and just like that, Southern Virginia gets on the board. Daniel Aina picking up that one. The Southern Virginia Knights squad, a real national contender. We've learned that really throughout this season. It all started last season when they cracked the national rankings for the first time in school history. Now ranked 8th, were 10th just maybe a week ago, but able to prove themselves over the weekend, beating a D1 program in Liberty, Cairn University, as well as Newman. And again, Knights come in 12 games unbeaten, and they're flexing their muscle why they're a national contender. Looking to come into tournament time with a different luck than they had last year. Last year, we mentioned it before, a lot on the broadcast, got kicked out by Keene. This is the payback season for the Southern Virginia Knights. Eagles take a 2-1 lead. Now back to serve. This is number 21, Mason Cobbler. First serve by Cobbler, playable by the Knights. And here comes the Knight attack. Stapley. Stapley down and good. So first kill for Mark Stapley of tonight. And it ties it up 2-2. Now we'll watch number 1, Cougar Clark, the senior from Centerville, Ohio, back up behind the line for service. And Cougar Clark, really one of those players that wears his heart and his spirit on his sleeve. You know the energy he plays with because he makes it known to you. He's always hyping up his teammates, doing everything he can to make sure the energy level stays in his team's favor. He picks up his first service ace of the night on that last play. Clark again. That's 2 service aces for Cougar Clark. Little interesting fact about Cougar Clark. In the last couple of games with those 3 played with Newman, Cairn, and Liberty, he moved himself into the national rankings for aces per set. Has right around 0.05 per set. In this game alone, he's already picked up 2. That last serve for him just goes a little bit wide, but he's proven himself as a server for this Tom Peterson squad, especially in the last couple of games. Again, nationally ranked in aces per set, and I believe last game he picked up 3. Serve coming from Cincinnati Christian. Aina. Just tipped over. Point goes to Cincinnati Christian. They'll say that Daniel Aina net violation. Now back to serve. This is number 8, Isaac Kenny. He's a senior from Pinkerton, Ohio, standing at 6'4". Great dig by Fanua. Knight attack underway. Too many touches on the side of the Knights. Ceiling coming to effect against Southern Virginia in this one. Point goes to Cincinnati Christian. 5-4 for the Eagles. Kenny. Mark Stapley with a kill. Mark Stapley now 2 kills on the night, holds the only 2 kills for SVU in this game. Now we'll see number 7, Mitch Yusevich, the senior from Gilbert, Arizona, check into this game. And number 15, Cooper Anderson. Cooper Anderson, a sophomore from Schertz, Texas. He usually comes in as a server, and we'll see him here. Unlucky on his first service. Cooper Anderson can't get it done for SVU. So Cincinnati Christian maintains their lead, 6-5, and Anderson will make his way back to the bench as Fanua comes back in as libero. Now number 9, Jared Perdue, back to serve. Oncoming night attack. Down to Yusevich. Yusevich puts a kill into his name. And it seems so far that when the Knights get an attack, they're really unstoppable when they put it down basically anywhere on the court. This Eagle squad having a tough time getting to all the attacks of the Knights. But they've maintained their dominance so far in this game because they're capitalizing on Knights' mistakes. Knights are service errors in their name, missed blocks, and missed kills. But Knights able to take the lead there from smart play from senior Colby Wilson. And now we'll see Mark Stapley back to serve for the Southern Virginia Knights. Stapley. Much too far by Kenny. Point Knights. Knights now take a 2-point lead. And Mark Stapley back behind the line for service. Stapley serve. Oncoming night attack. Cougar Clark. It'll fall out of bounds. Point goes to Southern Virginia, and Stapley will back up behind the line for the 3rd straight service in his name. And Stapley, we talk about this win streak that the Knights have put on. Stapley has played an integral part in that. We always mention the names of number 1 Cougar Clark or Noel Reckerbarn, who we don't see on the floor right now for SVU. These nationally acclaimed players that can make any all-first team in the nation. But Mark Stapley, he's a sophomore, a little bit underknown in terms of that, but when called upon, he delivers to the fullest extent, and that was made no more evident in those games against Newman and Cairn that they faced last weekend. None of those star players really played in those games. Stapley was given the reins of this team and absolutely soared with it. Became the captain we all know he can be and led the Knights to those wins. And we see him again behind the line. Back for his namesake. He's number 4, and this is 4th time in a row behind the line. Set just goes over the net, so another point for SVU, and Stapley back behind the line again. Attack coming from the Eagles. They'll call that a double hit on number 21, Mason Cobbler. So the sophomore from Westerville, Ohio, really on the first attack that the Eagles have had in quite some time that hasn't come off a service ace, ends at a 9-point. Either way, 13-6 Stapley. Another service ace for Stapley. And right now in this game, Southern Virginia 6 service aces along a 3 serve error. So right now crushing it from behind the line. It'll force head coach Mark Tullis of the Eagles to take a timeout. He needs an opportunity to talk to his team about what they can do to get back with this Knight squad. And really, if you're head coach Mark Tullis, you did it in the first 6 points. You forced the Knights to make mistakes. You caught them off guard. And when Southern Virginia made the mistake, you capitalized to the fullest extent. And that's what's kept you in it so far. Right now, you need an opportunity at attack. You have to play just one solid attack and let the Knights know that you're not here to just mess around. With this little break in the action, just want to thank you so much for joining us here on the Knight Sports Network. We appreciate everything that our viewers do for us and what they mean to us. We couldn't have this program, again, the first fully student-run broadcast program here at Southern Virginia University. Without you, the fans, parents, and friends at home rooting on these athletes day in and day out. It's been a long day here on the Knight Sports Network. So many games today and a lot of Knight success. And the men's volleyball team looking to continue that success in here today, and they are doing so evidently as they lead 14-6 over top of the Eagles of Cincinnati Christian. Mark Stapley back to serve again. That kill goes into that. That's number 10, Braden Shelley, attempting to spike that one right into the net. And Stapley now back to serve for what I believe is the 8th or 9th straight time behind the line. Eagle attack coming, great dig, and they'll stay alive. That dig coming from number 21, Mason Cobbler. Almost getting another hand on it there was Anthony Vasic of the Eagles, but point goes to SVU, and Mark Stapley again back to serve. Play coming. Attack by the Knights into Stapley. Block. Knights get another chance. That point will go to Cincinnati Christian. The Eagles finally break the streak of Knight points and go back behind the line for service. This is number 4, Anthony Vasic, freshman from Delaware, Ohio. Knight attack coming. Wilson flexing his muscle. Kill goes down for Colby Wilson. And now the Knights lead 17-7. Cougar Clark makes his way to the bench. And in for him, number 9 for SVU. Colby Wilson back to serve. Great kill, that one by number 10, Braden Shelley, hammering that one home for the Eagles in Cincinnati Christian. One of the seldom points we've seen so far for Cincinnati Christian. And then after that, Shelley makes his way behind the line for service. Great dig by Wilson. Now Knight attack coming. They'll call that a double hit against Knights number 14, Daniel Aina, and point goes to the Eagles of Cincinnati Christian. Needs to be said about these Eagles of Cincinnati Christian. Their go-to guy, number 3, Michael Horowski, a senior from Kekwana, Wisconsin. Not playing his usual position, usually out as an outside hitter, now playing libero. He had an injury in his legs. Again, wish him the best. Much like Kaipo Tagaloa of the Knights fighting a leg injury. We absolutely wish him the best. Another point for SVU. That one goes to Mitch Yusevich. And that'll bring the Knights now 6 service aces on tonight. Actually, I believe that is 7. And it is Yusevich. Great work by the Eagles. Too far by Stapley, and then hammered home by number 8, Isaac Kenny. Now 19-10. And the Eagles doing what they need to do now. When the Knights make a mistake, capitalize to the fullest extent and put it down for a quick point to be right back in it. Southern Virginia attack underway. Aina looking for Mowry. Great dig by number 4, that's number 5 rather, Adam Sanders. A great dig by Sanders, unfortunately just goes over the net and then lands out of bounds. Point goes to the Knights. They lead by 10. Coming out for the Knights is number 4, Mark Stapley. Coming in for them, number 18, Christian Capisi. One of the players we've mentioned a few times in this broadcast, but maybe not as much as we would like here on the Knight Sports Network. Christian Capisi in the earlier parts of the season battling injury, but now he's back and is able to play every game he wants to for this Knight squad. Capisi, a 6'7" sophomore from Pago Pogo, American Samoa. Back to serve now for the Knights. Daniel Aina. Knights lead 21-10 over top of the Eagles of Cincinnati Christian. Aina. Another service ace for Southern Virginia. That moves their tally up to 8 now in this game. Compare that with the number of service errors they've had. Only 3 service errors to 8 service aces. Cincinnati Christian yet to rack up a service ace, but have picked up 1 service error. That's blocked down. Christian Capisi. Capisi and Maury getting both hands on that one. So block assist will go in the name of the Knights. 3 total blocks in this game. 1 solo block and 2 assisted blocks. The serve from Aina goes into the nets. And now 23-11. Knights still ahead. Going back to Knights number 18, Christian Capisi. Some have said that he's the most fun-loving player on this Knights team. And that really goes without precedent. No matter where you go, Christian Capisi, the 6'7" volleyball stud, always has a smile on his face, always has something to say. Just a great joy to be around. And you know these guys on this Southern Virginia men's volleyball squad are so glad to have him, not just for his volleyball ability, but the presence he brings to a locker room and his lightheartedness in the darkest of times. Eagle attack. Head block comes off the hands of Capisi and Mallory. Point goes down for the Eagles. It's now a 24-12 game. Knights still up. And it's set point for Southern Virginia. Back to serve number 8, Isaac Kenny.
Set point for the Knights.
Set point SVU. Here comes Kenny. Aina for the set. Again, Fanua. Aina again. Eagles not giving up on this set point. Some great work. Then blocked back down. Colby Wilson, the senior from Saugus, picks up set number 1 for Southern Virginia. They win that SVU set 25-12 over top of the Eagles. It was now a little bit of time to talk about what they need to do. But during this time, we'll take a short break. Again, we thank you so much for joining us on the Knights Sport Network, and we'll bring you back as soon as the second set gets underway. Knights versus Eagles. Arena as our coverage is SVU men's volleyball continues. Southern Virginia leads 1-0 over top of the Eagles of Cincinnati Christian University. Knights found great success in that first set. Simply every time really they had an attack, they were able to get a kill down and get a point down on the board for their squad. And we always talk about the coaching here at Southern Virginia University. Head coach Tom Peterson, been with this crew really, this SU men's volleyball program for a number of years, a seasoned veteran in terms of collegiate volleyball. Division I experience out west in Utah. Came over here. We are so glad to have him here at Southern Virginia University. Can't say really the impact he's had on this team. The reason this team is what they are is because of head coach Tom Peterson. Looks like this second set will get started with Cincinnati Christian starting things off from service. Number 4, Anthony Vasic, freshman from Delaware, Ohio. Second set is underway. Aina. Night attack. Had to just hit it over. Attack coming from the Eagles. That one blocked down. Elijah Mowry and Christian Capisi putting that one down. That one killed down. Number 10, Braden Shelley getting his name on the board again. Braden Shelley now has 2 kills on the night on 167 hit percentage. Back up behind the line for the Eagles of Cincinnati Christian. Really, it needs to be said with this Eagles squad, not the offset to the season that they would have wanted. They're 1-17. Their only win coming early in the season to Midway. They're under brand new head coach Mark Tullis and assistant coach Travis Leonard in their first season as head and assistant coach for the Cincinnati Christian University Eagles squad. And they are missing the productivity of one of their star players from last year, that being Logan Weber. Logan Weber, one of the top-ranked players in the nation, played for Cincinnati Christian last year, and they don't have him this year on the squad, and they are absolutely missing his production and just the spark and attention that he brought to the floor, and let alone the game plan needed to guard a player like Christian, or Weber rather. Elijah Mowry with a service error, one of the very few here on this night tonight. Service errors now for the Knights, 5 compared to 8 service aces. Falls just in. Christian Capisi puts it down in the far left corner for the kill for SVU. And with that, Capisi picks up his 3rd kill of the night. Elijah Mowry, Mark Stapley, and Capisi all tied for most number of kills tonight for both squads. All 3 of those young men have 3. And that time, Taylor Bauer is putting one down in his name. Southern Virginia now leads 4-3 over top of the Eagles. Back to serve now, Christian Capisi. Served by Christian Capisi, far off, and he knew it as soon as that came off his hand. Big smile on his face, as always. Point goes to the Eagles, and now back to serve number 21, Mason Cobbler. Sophomore from Westerville, Ohio. Service error for the Eagles. Not something you've seen very much now from the Eagles. That's only the 2nd service error they've had tonight. Just long, we mean just, fell within inches of falling in. Almost was the 9th service ace of tonight for Southern Virginia. But now point goes to the Eagles, and back to serve for them, number 8, Isaac Kenny. Isaac Kenny, a senior, standing at 6'4" from Pinkerington, Ohio. Oncoming night attack. Down to Bowers.
Set by Aina. Bowers, back serve for the Knights.
2 kills now for Bowers, and he backs up behind the line for Southern Virginia University. That spike going down for number 10, Braden Shelley, right into the net. Point Southern Virginia. SVU now takes a 2-point lead, 7-5. Bowers.
Just wide.
Great decision by Braden Shelley of the Eagles. As that one falls out of bounds. Point goes to Cincinnati Christian. And now number 9, Jared Purdue, back to serve for Cincinnati Christian. Jared Purdue, a freshman from Streetsboro, Ohio. Oncoming Night Attack Hyena. Double hit called on Jared Purdue. Now Hyena back to serve. Eagles just to get it over. Night Attack. They'll say it just came off the hands of a couple of middle blockers of the Eagles. Point stays with SVU. Now Daniel Hyena back to serve. Hyena already picked up 2 service aces tonight. Can't pick up one there. That time, Cooper Anderson, sophomore from Schertz, Texas, brings the Knights up 10-6. Number 14, Daniel Hyena, senior from Hilo, Hawaii. Such a catalyst for this Knights team, really on the defensive side. Mentioned it earlier in this broadcast. He's nationally ranked in digs per set. Averages right around 5 per set for this SVU squad. And you have to think the production of Night Attack would not be the same if Daniel Hyena was not on the floor at that point, going down for the Eagles. Now back to serve, number 4, Anthony Vasic. Just going back to Daniel Hyena. Again, his senior year, his last season in a Knight uniform, and head coach Tom Peterson and every member of the SVU men's volleyball squad going to miss him and miss the presence that he brings on the defensive side. Vasic back to serve again. Knights have a 1-point lead, 10-9. That time, Elijah Mowry. That one goes down good for 1. 2-point lead, SVU. Anderson. 9-11. Look for Cobbler. That one goes in favor of SVU. Number 10, Braden Shelley with a hitting violation. Looks like on that last play, really palmed the ball like a basketball and then just threw it down on the Knights. Served by Anderson, no good. Wide, out of bounds. Point goes to CCU. Isaac Kenny not getting that one to fall. So the golden opportunity to put that one back down. Elijah Mowry back to serve now for SVU. Elijah Mowry, 6'5" sophomore from Marsing, Idaho. And on that last play with number 8, Isaac Kenny, after trying to put it back down with 2 hands, head coach Mark Tellis telling the senior, your basketball days are behind you. Now time to play some volleyball. Back to serve again for SVU is Elijah Mowry. Lack of communication on the side of the Knights. That's number 3, Michael Horowski. Mentioned him earlier in today's broadcast. The star player not in his normal position now for CCU. Having to play libero and more of a server. He's known as an outside hitter, and what he does there, just not in it today. Christian Capisi back to serve for Southern Virginia. SVU leads 15-11. Another service error by Christian Capisi. That now brings Knights totals to 10 service errors on tonight. Actually, make that 11 on that last one from Capisi. And now with 8 service aces to go along with it. Mason Cobbler.
The short serve by the Eagles. Point
Teams exchange service aces, one for another. Right back with SVU. Back to serve for the Knights, number 9, Landon Wintana. Misplayed off the hands of Vasic. Point SVU. Wintana's first time behind the line for service. He picks up a service ace. That's the Knights' 9th of today. Wintana again. Capisi. Too strong for the hands of Vasic. Point goes to SVU. Southern Virginia leads 18-12.
Still serving.
Winitana now. Back to serve again. Winitana just having hit that one over for 3. Eagle attack. Point goes to the Eagles off the ceiling. And usually when people come here to the Knight Arena, you can hear the chant, "Welcome to the Barn." That's truly what it is. In the early days, before Southern Virginia was Southern Virginia, it was known as Southern Seminary, an all-girls school here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And it was a school for equestrians. The Knight Arena formerly was a barn, a stable for the horses they kept here at what was then Southern Sem and what is now Southern Virginia. And we mention it because the ceiling is so low here. And the atmosphere, because it's such a condensed space, can get louder than anything you've ever heard. It's a tight space where the fans are right there, basically behind your back. And it's so hard for opposition to come into the Knight Arena and perform to the best of their abilities. And given the short ceiling when it comes to volleyball and things like that, or other sports where the fans get absolutely crazy. Lack of communication on the Eagles side of the court. Point goes down for SVU, and Southern Virginia lead 20-14. And now we'll get to see number 13, Tyler McCready of the Southern Virginia men's volleyball squad. Tyler McCready, a dual athlete here at SVU. Played basketball, just finished up his season with head coach Greg Winslow. Tom Peterson asked Tyler at the end of that season if he interested in playing volleyball. Tyler McCready said, "I've never really played volleyball." Coach Tom Peterson, paraphrasing here, of course, says, "You're 6'10". I don't care if you played volleyball or not. You should be part of our team." And he took that in stride. And here we see Tyler McCready in for Southern Virginia men's volleyball. Number 5, Adam Sanders, putting one down there for CCU. We mentioned Tyler McCready and the fact that he's a dual athlete here at SVU. Not the only one on this men's volleyball squad. Joining him, Bennett Canlin, number 11. Haven't seen him yet tonight. Bennett Canlin, a 6'7" junior, an outside hitter, but when he played basketball, played forward or center spot for head coach Greg Winslow. And much like Tyler McCready, given the opportunity to play volleyball, took it in stride. And it's just great to see players like that, like McCready, who just put a point on the board there. Tyler McCready putting one down for SVU, 23-15. But players like Tyler McCready, players like Bennett Canlin, maybe not played volleyball before or played a sport, but this volleyball program here at SVU accepting him with open arms and teaching him the ropes, have the patience within their own team and coaching staff to take these players, teach them the game, and watch them grow a love and appreciation for the game. And that's not just men's volleyball. That's every sport here at Southern Virginia University. Knights up 23-16. Great job to keep it alive by McCready. Falls just in bounds for number 5, Adam Sanders. Wasn't sure if that was going to fall in favor of the Eagles, but it does. And we'll see number 10, Braden Shelley, back to serve again for CCU. That one hit by Shelley. Obviously came off his hand in the wrong way. Point goes to SVU, and now the Knights with an opportunity to take set number 2. Elijah Mallory back to serve for set point. And Mallory now leads his team in kills with 6. Serve by Mallory too long, so set point will be put on for another time. CCU 18, SVU 24. Adam Sanders back to serve. Sanders is a freshman. Outside hitter from Ragland, Alabama. We've seen him have a number of hits throughout this game, and when he does, he's just always excited. Attack from the Knights. McCready. And Tyler McCready picks up set number 2 for Southern Virginia University. SVU wins set number 2, 25-18. CCU put up a fight in that last one, but Southern Virginia takes set number 2. Again, we thank you so much for joining us on the Knights Sports Network. And throughout this break, set number 2 and 3, we'll take a quick break and bring you back as soon as the third and hopefully final set for the Knights of SVU gets underway. We'll see you then.
can't pop it. You probably could just do what now? I said I can't do that. I can't pop it. You could probably just.
Welcome you back to the Night Arenas. Our coverage of SU men's volleyball continues as we move into hopefully what is the third and final set for Southern Virginia, who leads 2-0 over top of the Eagles of Cincinnati Christian University. And in those first and second sets, it was all SVU all the time. The Knights really putting together a show against this 1-17 Eagles team that has not had the start to the season of maybe they would have liked. Again, we've mentioned it, they were out their star player, Michael Horowski, and coming off a rebuilding year, a brand new head coach in Mark Tullis and assistant coach in Travis Leonard, both in their first seasons, and losing one of the best players in the nation that they had last year in Logan Weber. But other than that, for the Eagles, we've seen them put up a good fight in a lot of these sets, scoring a number of points against Southern Virginia. And it's not just been off Southern Virginia errors. There have been attacks made by the Eagles, and they've made good of those attacks. Back to serve now to begin this third set is number 95, Andrew Fanua. Saw him earlier today playing that libero spot, and now moved back to the setter position. And nationally acclaimed Daniel Aina moves back in his most comfortable position on the court, that being libero for this SVU men's volleyball program. Cooper Anderson hitting it right into the hands of Isaac Kenny. Kenny's hands not strong enough to keep that one in play. So the sophomore from Schertz, Texas, after getting the kill, moves back behind the line for service. That one good by number 10, Braden Shelley of the Eagles. It was brought to my attention during that break that this is not the first game of the day for the CCU Eagles. They played an earlier game today against Life University. Life University located in Marietta, Georgia. So I'm not sure if it was a home game for this squad, but either way, to play a game early this morning and travel all the way to Buena Vista and then play the 8th team in the nation, that being the Southern Virginia Knights. Great heart shown by the CCU Eagles team. Elijah Meyer about to serve for SVU. It's 2-2. That one good. Number 10, Braden Shelley, putting his name on the board yet again.
That's where he likes to hit. That seam is right in the middle of the court. This way it's seam.
And with that last kill, Braden Shelley moves his tally up to 7 on tonight. And Braden Shelley of the CCU Eagles leads both teams in kills so far in this game with 7. Closest to him is Knights number 32, Elijah Mallory, who has 5. Tied up 3-3, Christian Capisi back to serve for the Knights. Great dig by Michael Horowski. Keep the Eagles in it. Southern Virginia attack. Not strong enough, coming off the hands of Southern Virginia. Head coach Tom Peterson appealing for that. Hit the ceiling on the way over. So instead of it going to the Eagles, it'll be a point in favor of the Knights. Heard head coach Tom Peterson just saying it went over or hit the ceiling on its way over, and playing in a low ceiling environment like the barn, like Knight Arena is, whenever that ball hits the ceiling, when it comes across the net, it's going to be a point in the other way. Just heard head coach Tom Peterson voicing that opinion. And head coach Tom Peterson, we mentioned it before, a big reason to the success of this Knights program, but he is not alone. Head coach Tom Peterson joined by tandem John and Debbie Baker, who are also head coaches and assistant coach of the women's volleyball team here at Southern Virginia. And not to forget Russell Tompkins, another assistant coach for this SU men's volleyball program. All seasoned veterans in terms of coaching collegiate volleyball. That time, Capisi puts it down. Knights take the lead 5-4. Now back to serve for SVU, number 9, Landon Winitana. Have to look for Vasic. Southern Virginia attack. Fanua, look for Anderson. Still alive. Great dig. Able to keep it alive. Hit the ceiling on the way over, and like we saw earlier, point goes in favor of CCU. Now back to serve for the Eagles, number 5, Adam Sanders. And if you watch this game, you just keep an eye on number 5, Adam Sanders for CCU. Much like Christian Capisi of the Knights, always has a smile on his face no matter what he's doing on the court. Cooper Anderson throwing that one over. Miss hit by number 12, Brandon Haley of CCU. First time I mentioned his name in today's broadcast, Brandon Haley, a junior, staying at 5'11" from Coldwater, Mississippi. Shelley just came over a little bit awkwardly. Isaac Kenny somehow able to get it over. Great dig. CCU stays alive. Shelley hit by Shelley wide. Point Southern Virginia. They take a 2-point lead, 7-5 in this third set. With that last point, we'll see Knights number 6, Taylor Bowers, back to serve for Southern Virginia. Taylor Bowers, a middle blocker. He's a sophomore, standing at 6'4" from Portland, Oregon. Taylor Bowers coming from the family of athletics. His older brother, Zach Bowers, been here at Southern Virginia for a number of years. He's captain of the men's tennis program here at SVU. So Bowers back to serve again. Athleticism and competitiveness in his pedigree. Must have been a really competitive household growing up with his brother Zach. That time killed down. That's number 21, Mason Cobbler. So point goes down for CCU, and Mason Cobbler now with 2 kills on the night on 143 hit percentage. Capisi just having to 3 that one over. Attack coming from CCU, looking for Shelley. Blocked down. That's Elijah Malley and Cooper Anderson. Block assist goes down for Southern Virginia. And now we'll see number 95, Andrew Fanua, back to serve for SVU. Fanua, sophomore, standing at 6 foot tall from Salt Lake City, Utah. Formerly played his ball at Harriman High School. And Fanua throughout the season really comes in as more of just a serve specialist. He comes in, he's one of the best serves on the team. Like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, a great form and a great serve. Probably the best server on this team behind Cougar Clark and maybe even Kaipo Tagaloa, who we've mentioned is out of action for today's game with a left leg injury. Kenny. It's Fanua. Cooper Anderson going across his body to keep that one alive. Shelley stays in. Fanua to Bowers. Hit by Shelley, but just so blocked by Elijah Mowry. Not sure if that goes down as a solo block or not, but either way, it's a point SVU and Cooper Anderson back to serve for the Knights. Anderson. Just wide by Anderson, point CCU.
Brandon Haley serving for the Eagles.
Now we're going to see number 12, Brandon Haley, back behind the line to serve for CCU. Capisi puts that one home. Another kill in the name of Christian Capisi. That'll give him 5 on tonight's match. Christian Capisi hitting .625 hit percentage. And if you just go down the line of all the players here for Southern Virginia, all of them hitting incredible hit percentage. Elijah Mowry, 600. Capisi, 625. Stapley, 600. Taylor Bowers hitting 1,000. Everything falling for the Southern Virginia squad. They've been so precise on their attacks. And just as I mentioned that'll be a block go down for CCU. Point goes to the Eagles, and now Anthony Vasic back to serve now for CCU.
Work hard.
Winitana. Be a
Hitting violation called on the Knights.
hitting violation against number 15, Cooper Anderson. Another point goes down for Cincinnati Christian, and it's a 1-point game. Cincinnati Christian 1 point behind 8th-ranked Southern Virginia. And now Cincinnati Christian tie it up, and that was their first service ace of tonight. Number 4, Anthony Vasic, picking up the first service ace of tonight for CCU. They've had 1 service ace and 8 service errors on today. That time, Capisi hammers it down to give the Knights the lead again, 12-11.
Scores point for the Knights. Serving will be Capisi.
Now back to serve is number 18, Christian Capisi of the Knights. Capisi loads up. Loaded up and shot too far. Christian Capisi just long. Service error for the Knights. It's 12-12. That time, Capisi gets it to fall. It's interesting, really, for this Knights team. This game, much being like what they had over the weekend last week, where they played 3 games in 24 hours against Cairn College, against Newman, and then against Liberty. They've been given an opportunity to play their bench guys. Maybe the guys that don't get as many minutes as maybe they expected when they signed college volleyball, but the amazing part is, under head coach Tom Peterson, in the atmosphere of Southern Virginia, they've accepted their role. And they know that in years to come, they'll get their time to shine, they'll get their spot in the starting lineup, and all the limelight will be on them in years to come. But to do it now, to have sophomores and freshmen on this team ready and willing to stay on the bench, have the starters come in, and when they get their number called upon, to shine. Just great maturity shown by this Southern Virginia squad. And just like we saw against Newman here tonight against CCU, they have that opportunity, and they've thrived with it so far. Right now the Eagles tie it up 14-14, and Mason Cobbler back to serve again for Cincinnati Christian. Cobbler. Night attack underway. Fanua looking for Anderson. Finds Cooper Anderson. Cooper Anderson now with 3 kills on the night on .429 hit percentage. And just like that, moves up to 500 hit percentage on 4 kills on the night. Andrew Fanua back to serve. Blocked down, Capisi and Mowry. There's the server we're talking about by Fanua. Picks up the service ace here on that last point. Knights now 11 service aces on the night. Blocked down. Shelley thought he had the upper hand. Capisi and Mowry right back at you.
Still serving.
Hit the ceiling on its way over. Unfortunate for CCU, but that's the rules here at Southern Virginia University with this, again, low ceiling environment that we have here in the barn. And we'll see Andrew Fanua back up behind the line again for service. If I'm not mistaken, it's his 4th or 5th trip behind the line in quick succession. That serve getting the nod of approval from head coach Tom Peterson. See if the attack can do so as well. Anderson finds it down, good for one. Assist goes to Andrew Fanua. That's Cooper Anderson's 6th kill of the night. Ties it up with Capisi, but still leading both squads is number 10, Brandon Shelley of CCU. Fanua. Southern Virginia attack. Fanua again. This time to Capisi. Shelley. Great dig by Fanua. Mowry trying to get a hand on that one. But number 8, Isaac Kenny, picking up a point for Cincinnati Christian. And now we'll see number 13, Tyler McCready, coming into this game. And Christian Capisi makes his way to the bench. Tyler McCready, junior from North Bend, Washington, standing at a staggering 6'10". Service arrow off the hand of Kenny. Point goes to Southern Virginia. Now we see Cooper Anderson back behind the line for SVU. SVU 4 points away from taking this one home and sweeping Cincinnati Christian.
Return is wide. Point Knights.
And something that needs to be said about this Southern Virginia squad, they've only split sets. When you take this magical 12-game winning streak that they've been on, they've only split sets with an opponent 3 times. The last time they did so being in their last matchup. And that last matchup they faced was against Wittenberg. They split it 3-1. But other than that, only 2 more times before that. Once against Liberty, and then which is a Division I program, and then against nationally ranked Juniata. So this Southern Virginia squad are finishers from beginning to end. They always shut it down. Back to serve now, Brandon Haley of CCU. Night attack. Tyler McCready bringing down the hammer. It's now match point for Southern Virginia, and Elijah Mowry back behind the line for SVU. Mowry for match point, and to make it 13 games in a row. Great dig by Mowry. Let it fall wide. Elijah Mowry didn't get match point to fall his way, but Southern Virginia still with the opportunity, as now CCU backs up to serve. Back is number 4, Anthony Vasic. Tyler McCready still in for the Knights. You see signs here at Knight Arena. Says, "Go Tyler," number 13, a beloved player on and off the court here for Southern Virginia. They'll look for him for match point. Point goes to number 5, Adam Sanders. And just like in Adam Sanders fashion, letting everyone know when he scored that one. Third straight match point opportunity for Southern Virginia. And back to serve is Anthony Vasic. It'll fall just in. Vasic gets it right in the far right corner. So CCU keeps it alive for the time being against Southern Virginia. And Vasic back to serve again. Vasic, attack coming. They'll look for McCready again. McCready gets it to fall. Tyler McCready with a match point for Southern Virginia. So Knights sweep the CCU Eagles 3-0. And what was a great game here at Knight Arena. They called upon their dual athlete, Tyler McCready, basketball player turned into volleyball all-star for match point. It was a hard-fought game between both teams. Cincinnati Christian putting up a good fight. They moved to 1-18 on the season. A lot of growing to do for this Eagles squad, but if we saw a glimpse of hope here tonight, it was that they have what it takes, the scrappiness, to stay in a game and put up a fight. But in the end, 8th-ranked Southern Virginia takes home the win, and they move to 13 games in a row in what has been a miracle season for them so far. Their next game will be versus Dominican, played in Plymouth, Wisconsin, Saturday, March 16th. Again, we thank you so much for joining us on the Knight Sports Network, and we hope to see you again soon.